Hey everyone, HkSniper here, and we're here with another Reenactor Rant. Now this rant has to do with an event that occurred over the weekend as a tactical battle. And to go with the rules that I set forth at the very beginning of this series, let's keep the name out of it, and I'm going to ask that you do the same. Don't mention it by name in the comments or anything like that. I'm sure some of you may know what the event was. Other than a couple of minor issues and the problems that we're going to bring up, the event was actually very fun. It was a very great event. It's run by a great group of people. They go through a lot of effort to get this going every year, and I really enjoy being there. It's a fantastic event. We really enjoy being there. Beautiful setting, and what a beautiful weekend it was to go out and reenact this weekend. So anyways, let's get right into this. Very first, real quick here, the pictures you're seeing in the video were taken by a newer member. His name's Jacob Scott. Fantastic pictures. He put his rifle aside this weekend just to run around and take pictures of our unit and of the battle, and he did a fantastic job with that. These pictures are awesome. So thanks, Jacob, for doing that. Thanks for the permission to use these for our unit. They look amazing, man. Good job. So let's get started here with the video. So over the weekend we had a very good turnout. Had a full squad going. We had an MG42 in the light machine gun variant, which just is, bipod, and it's not fixed on a position or anything like that. We had a light machine gun variant, and we were attacking a village, and we came upon a unit of GIs. And for whatever reason, they were not taking hits from direct shots from an MG42. It was deployed on its bipod in a prone position, and I want to say the engagement distance was less than 100 yards. And they weren't taking hits from it. So at some point, the machine gunner, the guy operating our machine gun, ran into two of these guys who were just blatantly not taking hits. And somehow they got on the discussion of being engaged and whatnot, and they told him that the reason they weren't taking hits is because they had fire superiority over him. Fire superiority over an MG42. And the reasoning behind that between these two guys was that they both had M1 Garands. Think about that for a second. And two M1 Garands having fire superiority over an MG42. I know a lot of you are probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking, and I'm not going to sugarcoat my comment on this, but that is stupid. That is probably one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And it still blows my mind, and it blew my mind enough that I made a Reenactor Rant video kicking off with this. It's idiotic. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. The MG42 shoots approximately 1,200 rounds per minute. It is a full rifled cartridge. It's the same as the Kar 98. It was fired with 50 round belts or more if it was in a fixed position. To say that your 8 round end block, 40 to 50 rounds per minute, M1 Garand, two of them, will give you the benefit of the doubt. You had 100 rounds per minute with 8 rounds per reload, and you're facing off. And mind you, the MG42, he had a beat on him. He was engaging these two guys out in the open. You're going to say that you had fire superiority over that? And it's just this attitude. And GI reenactors, don't take it personal here. A lot of you guys do a fantastic job. I really enjoy being in this hobby with the majority of you. I know a lot of great guys. Majority of you do great. And it's just there's quite a few in the ranks, though. I want to say a good handful that seem to think that the tactical battles and the public battles are the same thing, and that they're kind of default win. So they put their God mode on and put on their bulletproof underwear, and they think they could just do whatever. And a lot of it, I think, is also propaganda based. I think they kind of dig into a lot of the propaganda that everything USA was the absolute best. And every nation had its pros and cons when it came to what equipment they used. The M1 Grand, obviously superiority over a K98 because of its semi-automatic fire. The MG42, though, that was a devastating weapon, and every German squad had at least one of those. So every time GIs were running into German squads out on the field during the real war, World War II, they were encountering at least one MG42 with that squad, and the German squad tactics called for that MG42 to be up front. So that was typically your first point of contact with a German infantry squad, was that MG42. And there's a propaganda video, you might know about it. Well, I want to say it was a training video, but I kind of call it a propaganda film. It was made to kind of defeat the unease of the MG42. But you may know it. Pop it up on Google sometime. It's a training video. On YouTube. Google it, YouTube it, whichever. And they said that the MG42, that's a scary sounding weapon, right, son? Its bark is more dangerous than its bite. Well, that's a light machine gun firing 1,200 rounds a minute. It's a very dangerous weapon to encounter on the field, and when we're doing these reenactments, you should behave in that manner. You should take the tactics and that realistic appeal to it. And I know it's just for pretend, but we're here to play realistically. We're here to have fun. We're here to play it right. And when you're not taking hits and you're coming up with moronic excuses that your M1 Grand can somehow defeat a MG42 guy that's beated on you, I can understand if you're sneaking up on him or you're zapping him at a distance. But it's not right. It's not fun. You're defeating the purpose. We'll leave it at that. The other thing I wanted to bring up here that's kind of this event specific with reenactors that I saw was a serious lack of tactics. And this is something I notice a lot, and I think that as reenactors, there's no excuse. Especially reenactors in this day and age, you have access to the internet. You have access to translated manuals. You have access to reproduced manuals. There's a lot of information out there, and to walk across an open field, I mean, I'm dead serious, to stroll like you're out for a Sunday walk across an open field with an MG42 ripping at you, or an entire rifle squad just pounding you, and you're just strolling across, make it halfway, and then all of a sudden you decide you're going to take a light jog and hide behind a tree. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, the tactics aren't there. Trying to use a rotting wooden fence as cover, the tactics aren't there, and it's something that you as a unit, your unit, really needs to practice. I mean, we were attacked. We held the village, and they complained they couldn't take the village, so they rotated us in the afternoon, and then we attacked the village, and then we took the village because we used tactics. We used real tactics that were used. They work even in a pretend tactical reenactment situation. So, I mean, it helps your impression too. It really does. It helps your impression. You learn. This is what we're all really technically doing this for. We're here to learn. The best way to learn is hands-on. And wow, what a great kind of theater you have to learn tactics from whichever side you represent, other nations, different outlooks and everything. And it's a fantastic place to learn in this hobby, that is, in general, not just the battles, but just this hobby is a fantastic just avenue to learn. And you think that you're just going to show up and it's like paintball. They show up and they think it's like paintball. I used to play paintball, and you just kind of run and gun. They think it's Call of Duty. They just kind of show up and they run and gun. I just saw a lot of just bad operational use of tactics. So, as reenactors, we really need to look at our tactics as much as we're looking at our impressions. Don't you think? I mean, if we're not behaving correctly, it's detracting from your impression, in my opinion. And when you're walking out into the middle of a field when you're being shot at by an entire rifle squad, plus an MG42, not only is that poor tactics use, it looks ridiculous. So that's kind of just some things I wanted to bring up that happened over the weekend. Like I said, it was a great event, though. Majority of people that came out there were great people. We had a lot of good fun out there, and definitely look forward to next year's. You go there every year. It's one of the events I really like going to every year. And wow, what a weekend for it too. Like 67 degrees or something. Awesome. So, anyways, so that'll wrap this up for now, and come up with some stuff here a little bit later. I have some ideas in mind for reenacting rants and other stuff, and I wanted to film this weekend. I really did. It's just that we were so busy. I mean, we were like the spearhead, and I'm not trying to brag, but we did a lot of moving and shooting and a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't even really get the chance to film some stuff. I wanted to. I really wanted to get some footage for you guys, but it didn't pan out as good as I wanted to. But hey, we'll try something next time. We've got some ideas on how to film and kind of conceal cameras and stuff without it being too farby. So we'll see about that in the future. For now, though, thanks for watching. Have a good night.